saying?
All right, guys. So this one got me up out of my sleep. So I had to get up, get dressed, and shoot this video. I was thinking, when people love, value, and appreciate you, they're going to do things to show you that. And the way they show you that is by trying to make you feel good. So if somebody cares about you, they're going to have actions and thoughts that make you feel good. And I say that because happiness is an inner journey. That's something you have to attain yourself. Nobody can make you happy. Nobody should be able to break your happiness. But when somebody loves you and cares about you and is committed to you, they're going to want to come in on that journey of your own happiness and do things that make you feel good in your life. So what happens when you're with someone and you feel good, but that person is not necessarily doing things or putting in actions that make you feel that way? And I know it's like, well, if you're happy and you're feeling good, then they must be doing something to make you feel that way. No, that's not always true. Sometimes it's the fact that you are doing things that make them feel good. So they're not there because they want to make you feel good. They're there because they know you are the type of person who will do things that make them feel good. So if they're not putting in the effort to make you feel good, the question then becomes, well, why do I feel good when I'm with this person? And I've been asked this a ton of times, like, what does he do for you? And it's like, well, he makes me feel good. Okay, well, how does he make you feel good? He doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, he doesn't, all of these things that men don't do or women and the vice versa don't do. And I won't go into them because this is not going to become a battle of the sexes. The reality is, what I discovered was the reason I would feel good with partners who weren't doing anything to make me feel good was because I was doing things that made them feel good. And in making them feel good, that made me feel good.
Wow.
So I'll say that again. I was doing things for partners who didn't do things to make me feel good. But in retrospect, I was feeling good because them feeling good made me feel good. And what that means is pretty much that I was giving. And the way they were replenishing me was by accepting what I was giving. And in accepting what I was giving, I said, that makes me feel good. So, it's like giving a kid a gift, and it's like, okay, here's your gift. And they're happy about that gift that you picked out for them. And you feel good just to see them happy, and you see them smile about what it is that you gave them. And it woke me up out of my sleep because it was like, well, that's not enough.
Wow.
It's not fair. That's not going to last. If you're in a situation with somebody and you constantly give and you constantly pour into them and you have the spirit of a giver, 9 times out of 10, it's just going to make you feel good that they received something from you and they were happy with it. But somebody who really cares about you and somebody who really wants to put in love, time, effort, and commitment, they're going to reciprocate that feeling. And I'm not saying that, oh, well, I'm just not going to do nothing for nobody until I know what they're going to do for me. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have to start monitoring your self-fulfillment. Because a lot of times people who are kind-hearted and generous, they just want to give. And just being able to give is enough to give them this illusion that they are receiving. And a lot of times we're not receiving. We're just giving in abundance. And we're just so appreciative that somebody appreciates us. And a lot, sometimes we may have trauma, tragedy, something has happened where we feel like, did I do good enough? Did I do good enough? Did I do good enough? And he says, or she says, yes, you did good. Thank you. I love this thing that you did for me. And you're like, yes, they love it. I'm great. That's wonderful. But what did you actually get?
Wow.
You got to thank you for something you did. But what did you get? Do you understand? and I don't know if I'm saying it right because I live in a generation where there is a lot of battle of the sexes, and it's like, oh, what she's saying is, if you don't give me nothing, that means you don't care about me. And that's not what I'm saying. And it can be misconstrued as that, but I don't care. What I'm saying is that you have to be in reciprocated situations. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Because then what happens when you stop giving? For whatever reason, you can't give. Then that person has already fallen in love with your hand and not your heart, because if they fell in love with your heart, they would have already wanted to reciprocate what it was that you were giving. So if you're not able to give, they will be able to see that and spot that, and they'll be like, hey, something's wrong here. Babe's not her general self. So let me go ahead and try to pour into her, because eventually the well runs dry if there's no reciprocation. The thank yous and accolades that come from you are not going to be enough to hold both pieces of the pie together. So I say that to say, you have to be really conscientious of the people that you decide to share your time, effort, and energy with.
Roxanne. It's a show. Roxanne. Welcome to the show. Roxanne. With who? Roxanne. With who? Roxanne.